O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah.
Usually when you look at a bong or a water pipe, the associations are pretty, they're pretty mundane.
Right, like a messy dorm room or a sketchy basement,
Exactly. You don't look at it and think, oh, that's a sacred, highly calibrated spiritual instrument.
Yeah.
But we have an infographic today from the Calming Cupboard that is completely flipping that script.
It really does.
Our mission for this deep dive is unpacking green magic, to see how contemporary practitioners use cannabis not just to zone out, but as a deeply intentional spiritual tool for you to explore.
Yeah, it's the absolute definition of re-enchanting the mundane. The entire perspective it shifts completely.
It really is wild. Let's unpack this, because the most striking visual reframe in these sources is looking at the water pipe as a complete elemental ritual, like a pocket-sized interactive altar.
Which, makes so much sense when you break it down.
Right. You've got all 5 elements represented right there. Earth is the herb itself. Fire is the spark from your lighter.
And water is the fluid in the chamber, while air is the smoke.
And spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the practitioner's actual intent.
Exactly. And intent it's the foundational engine of all this. Before the lighter is even struck, practitioners perform what they call programming the cannabis.
Programming it, like setting an intention.
Yeah, they are actively imprinting their will onto the physical matter of the plant. Sometimes they do this with a spoken blessing right during the grinding process.
Wait, really? Like a spell?
Basically, saying something like, from earth to air and here to there, I grind you fine with love and care.
Oh, wow. So it elevates the action from simple consumption to intentional magic.
Right. The bong is the altar, but the herb is just the base engine.
So do they customize the fuel to get specific effects?
Oh, they absolutely customize it. Practitioners use botanical synergies, like adding lavender to the mix to promote peace or clarity.
Right, okay. And I noticed in the infographic there are crystals sitting right next to the grinder. How do rocks play into a smoke ritual?
Well, practitioners call that lithic amplification. Think of the cannabis high as a massive, broad-spectrum radio wave.
Okay, so a lot of raw power, but scattered.
Exactly. The crystal acts as a tuner. If you pair your smoke with something like lapis lazuli, it catches that raw energy and forces it through a specific frequency.
Interesting. So tuning it strictly to wisdom and the third eye chakra, according to the source.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here's where I need to push back a little, because they also talk about sigil craft, condensing a desire into a symbol and drawing it on a lighter or hemp papers.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
But I have to ask, does drawing a Sharpie doodle on a cheap gas station lighter actually do anything?
To understand the mechanics of that, we have to look at the occult theory of gnosis.
Gnosis. How does that work here?
Well, so the THC high essentially lowers your mental filter that slows the brain down.
Okay, so you're in an altered state.
Right, so the physical act of striking that sigil-marked lighter or burning the paper it's drawn on is designed to bypass the rational, skeptical mind.
Oh, I see. Using the altered state to hack the subconscious? It implants the intention directly while the brain is in that receptive trance? But what about the less glamorous parts? Once this ritual is done, you're left with some pretty gross byproducts, and in magic, there's no waste.
This brings us to the shadow side of the practice. The dirty bong water acts as a filter, trapping the toxic physical impurities of the smoke.
And they use that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Under the magical law of contagion, which is the idea that things, once in physical contact, retain a permanent energetic link, that water is repurposed.
Wow.
It becomes war water. Like throwing that toxin-soaked water at a target's doorstep transfers that trapped negative energy directly to them.
That is incredibly primal. And they use the leftover ash, too.
Yeah, that carbon ash is the ultimate physical reduction of the plant. Practitioners save it and mix it with sea salt.
To create black salt, right?
Exactly. A highly protective tool used to draw physical boundaries around a home, or even the practitioner themselves, to ward off negative influences.
It's wild how easily this fits into modern internet witch aesthetics.
Yeah.
But repurposing toxic waste into water feels so ancient.
Yeah.
I mean, is this just a TikTok trend, or is there an actual lineage here?
Oh, we are looking at a practice with deep ethno-historical roots. It goes back thousands of years.
Wait, really?
Thousands. Yeah. In the Vedic traditions of ancient India, cannabis, or bang, was used as a sacred offering to the god Shiva to quiet the ego.
That is fascinating.
And archaeological digs in the Altai Mountains have uncovered 5th century BCE Scythian burial tents. They were designed specifically to contain cannabis smoke for communicating with the dead.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you listening? It means the modern weed witch you might see on social media is really just the newest iteration of a very ancient lineage.
Exactly. It proves that the true engine of any ritual, ancient or modern, is conscious intention. The plant is just the vehicle.
And the human mind is the driver. Which leaves us with a really provocative question for you to think about. If applying focused, conscious intention can transform something as mundane as grinding herbs and dirty water into a sacred, empowering ceremony.
Or a truly magical one.
Yeah. What other automatic daily habits in your own life could be completely radically altered just by changing the intention behind them?